Where do you stand on Cristiano not starting? This is Rangnick's explanation. It's going to be physical, a lot of 50-50 duels, challenges if you want,
a lot
of press, sprint to do. How? What? I don't understand. This is not the game I see. This is not the game I expected, and this is not the game I saw. Because United were so dominant in that first half that Burnley, when they were in their own half, and United had most of the ball, most of the chances, most of everything. So Cristiano in that team would have been good. He would have been a finisher.
You can look at it that way, or you can look at it and saying Rangnick got it right by playing Cavani, because in the first 45 minutes, they were really good.
But I think they would have been really good with Cristiano as well. The problem is you took away your best finisher. He's a better finisher than Cavani right now.
He's one of the best finishers in history.
Exactly. So if you give me the there's a lot of running to do, a lot of press, because they try to play from the back. They don't. They hoof the ball. So I think Cristiano would have been fine. And it's 4 games in the league when you don't start him, 4 games that you draw, you don't even win. I think he was really late to come on, to be fair, and he had to wait a long time to come on because the ball was not coming off. But I don't know. I thought that was really surprising.
Well, let's stick a little bit with Rangnick's choices now, because when he came in, we saw, I don't think it's a secret, he wants to play the 4-2-2-2 system, right? And press and whatever, and press centrally, and do the stuff that kind of made his career. I think he's realized he can't do this. He can't do this with this set of players. Yeah. He doesn't have time to. You need to work on it on training. He just doesn't have time to do it. So the logical playing is play 4-2-3-1, because that way you get Bruno on the pitch. Yeah. Bruno's still, their one of their 2 most influential players, right? Clearly. Yeah. And you've got all the wingers, so you play the wingers, but you only have room for 1 center forward. And given that neither Cavani nor Cristiano are old, you're going to alternate them. Personally, given that Cristiano started in the last game, I have got 0 problem.
It was Friday night, the last game. Friday night. This game was Tuesday.
But in the meantime, Cristiano turned 37 because he's a year older, because on Saturday was his birthday. No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, you tell me you drop him against Chelsea because you want to press and you want to play high. Okay, I get it. Don't give me I drop him against Burnley because we will need to press. And you don't press, they hoof the ball. You don't press them. The counter press he can run for 4 seconds or 5 seconds. This is not a problem. And I didn't see Cavani running, everywhere like crazy and doing a marathon and having 15 kilometers run at the end of the game. He didn't.
Okay, but would you agree Cavani is a harder working striker?
Yeah, and he probably can hold the ball better than Cristiano.
Right. And Cavani is, Ronaldo's phenomenal in the air. They're both equally good aerial threats, which at some point you're going to have to mix it up against Burnley and put the ball up, because if they have 8 people in the 6-yard box, right?
But how many headers did Cavani do? This is not, again, they didn't play that way. So I just think I was surprised when Cristiano didn't start. I was surprised how late he was to come on, and I was surprised by the explanation on why he was dropped.
Okay. All right. I think in the background maybe there was also this thing about and in some ways it's unfair because, right, he came off the bench in some of these games. It's like played 90 minutes. But is this a thing? 5 games without scoring, longest drought in his career since, I think it was when it was the last game of one season and the beginning of the next season.
That's right. So
you could say, in terms of months, it was even longer. Is this a thing, or is this just nonsense, statistical variance, whatever? You know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say. I agree with you.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing. He missed the penalty. The missing the penalties. If he scores the penalty, we don't have this conversation and we move on. And the stupid stat is out the window, right?
No, yeah. I still think that he doesn't get the service that he should, or they're certainly still struggling to play with him on his strength. Maybe this is too difficult. Maybe it's too difficult. At his age now, it's hard for the way Rangnick wants that team to play, for the players that they have. I don't know, but I still think that when you play against those opponents as well, let's not forget, it's not like if he didn't score against City and Bayern and Chelsea and Liverpool and whoever. There's also maybe a problem of how do we use his best? How do we make the most of having him in the team? He had 10 shots against Borough, which is a lot in the FA Cup, and should have scored, could have scored, the pen, etc. Right. That's okay. There's other games where he was isolated or not served well or not really, the things around him were not happening, not clicking.
I think fundamentally it goes back to the point that we said when he signed, right? Which Ole either didn't understand or didn't seem to want to talk about, which is that Cristiano, at this stage of his career, if you want to, look, he's a phenomenal athlete. He's a freak of nature. He's also 37 years old now, right? So there's some certain things that he can continue to do well, and he can carry your team in certain situations if you put him in the position to do that, right? And that is, you don't want to play him center forward on his own, which is what he would have had to do this. And I think Rangnick is completely correct. If I put him there between me and Tarkowski, and he just gets as these two guys like bouncing off his head for the entire game, and he can't move around, and he's going to get frustrated, I don't know that that's a good position for him. I'm not going to get productive Cristiano. He will always be productive, but he's not going to be productive he should be, right? The position he should be playing is, I think, is either in a 2, if you've got the players to do that, but then you lose the wingers, and obviously you don't want to do that because you need to press. Fine, I get that.
Yeah.
Or in a 3, where he's got a center forward who's Benzema, who will run around, cover for him when he comes inside, and whatever. But again, you don't have that.
You don't have that. No. I agree with you. I think it is a dilemma. It is a conundrum. Whatever you want to call it, a problem, not a problem. I think the fact that when he's not starting, you don't win, is maybe not a coincidence. I think in a game like this, when you see and hindsight, as you always say, is a great thing, of course. When you see that first half at Burnley, I think he would have been perfectly fine, even with me and Tarkowski on his back. I don't know how many times Cavani had to hold the ball up or protect it for me and Tarkowski not to get it, because they played well, they played wide. Sancho and Shaw again.
Yeah, the balls were coming in.
You know, and there was a lot of cross inside the box that he could have easily be at the end of. Cristiano and scored. So, but yeah, I think we're both right. I think we are both right in the sense that you could have started him. You could have, the reason why you dropped him, why it's not working, why it could work better, how you could make him better, but you can't really make him better. I think it's great, and we've known it since day one, really, to be fair.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.